right, bye. Yes.
You said you wanted to speak with her?
Well, yeah, if she was here, or I believe her name was Amanda, if I'm not mistaken. She's the court clerk, or not the court clerk, but the records clerk. Is that who? Tammy, there you go. Tamara.
When you spoke with that out here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is she not here either?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and leave this.
I'm not sure that you can leave that with me. You said it's a motion for what?
It's a motion for discovery. Brandon Davis, your city attorney, had put in a letter to Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton sent a letter back to Brandon Davis and myself. I have the letter right here. They stipulated that the only reason Brandon had to withhold the body cam information from me was due to the fact that I didn't have a time on my original request. So this request now has date, time, everything.
I work in dispatch and I want to be able to help you, so that's why I'm asking you the questions so I can direct it to the correct person.
Okay.
And so it's a motion with discovery with corrected time, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's got corrected time. It's got date, incident, where it happened. It was all right here. And from my knowledge, since everything was here and all that, you people should have known the time frame. I shouldn't have had to put that on there. That's just one way of getting out of trying to say they didn't have to release the information.
Like I said, I'm not familiar, sir. I'm just here. I'm here to do my job.
Dispatch, yeah.
Do your job.
You can still take it and put it into your folder or hold it to put into your folder, to your file. So there's absolutely no one on duty that could.
Was there anybody down there in that last one?
No, it's closed.
So I can't even turn in my fucking motion for, I'll have to come back down here next week to do this.
I don't know why she can't just take it and till Monday she puts it in one of their files or their folders to file. I mean, she needs to call her and say, look, I got this, then she could take it, put it on their desk or something. So they don't even have nobody here in the right
because
in the capacity.
they're observing Veterans Day because actually it's tomorrow, so my wife said. So they're doing it today in observance. So I bet there ain't gonna be a damn thing open down there in Liberty. Fuck, I wish I'd have known that. We'd have never wasted our fucking time driving out here.
No, I ain't seen nobody post nothing on Facebook or any kind of media source say anything. But I still understand why they can't accept it. She should be able to accept it, say, I'll put it in an envelope or whatnot, and we'll put it on the desk, blah, blah, blah. And this is operating hours. You should still have somebody here, you know.
Well, if they're observing it as a holiday, then I can relate and I can understand that. Since tomorrow's the holiday, they're observing it today instead of observing it on Monday or something. So.
Parts you might be able to, but she's.
Well, there was a couple things I needed to leave.
Okay, you said you wanted to leave a motion for discovery, correct?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and, this is going to be my copy. This is the copy I'll turn into y'all. If
Let's make sure they're the same.
they're the exact same, what I was going to do is I can get you to put your signature on that. That way I know that.
Initialing anything.
Huh?
You're wanting me to initial this?
Yeah, just so I know that somebody here has received it.
Okay, what are you trying to leave?
I'm going to leave that, and then I wanted to leave this a motion for a continuance on my court date based on the fact that I've not received this yet, and just in case Brandon tries to hold on to it a little bit longer and everything else, this gives me more time, and it explains everything in detail right here in this written in part. I need to sign some things on here and all of that, which I'll do, but I did not know that today was going to be an observance of Veterans Day, or I would have waited and I'd have drove out here Monday. But
Our phone number, sir, you're more than welcome to call.
well, I've got y'all's number, but like I said, I didn't realize today was Veterans Day. That y'all are, or that anybody was going to be observing today as Veterans Day. Tomorrow's actually Veterans Day.
Yes.
But all of this can still be left here, and then they can take care of it Monday, and somebody can call me and let me know whether they're going to give me the information or not, because it's been well allotted plenty of time, well over since September the 20th. So they've had all of October and everything else. We finally got the letter back from Ken Paxton, the Attorney General, and everything else. So everything's been corrected, and like I've stated in that motion, there's no denying me the information now.
So what are you wanting me to initial that I'm accepting this?
Just so I know that somebody here has received it.
You have it on his phone, correct?
Huh?
So what is this here? You're wanting me to initial this too?
No, you don't have to initial this one. I mean, it does have a place for somebody to sign off stating this, but this can come from Jennifer and everything else on Monday, and then she can contact me and everything else. I mean, you can just put your initials down here at the bottom, but this is for Jennifer to stay, whether they're going to give me a continuance from the 29th until I receive this information and everything else from Brandon, because the information on the body cams is what I need. I have my own evidence and everything else.
I'm not even sure what.
Yeah, I figured you weren't.
I don't want to sign it. I do not want to sign anything.
Okay, well, is there a sergeant or somebody here? They can sign it.
Sir, I'm really trying to work with you and trying to help you here. He has a motion for discovery. He also has, he said with the corrected time and date. Now he has an agenda, because I told him, I said
That's all court stuff. It has nothing to do with the police department.
The motion for discovery has to do with the police department, because Brandon Davis, when I initially did this on September the 20th, the day I was arrested here and everything else, Liberty County wouldn't take me. Eric Ibarra brought me back here, dropped me off. This gentleman and another gentleman was in court. They were on recess when I was brought back, let go. I came in here and filled out a handwritten request. Then I came back the following week with 2 other requests, one for Dayton, one for Liberty. They were all accepted here. Brandon Davis then sent 2 letters to the Attorney General, one with my first request, one with the second and third request. The Attorney General then responded to Brandon. I got a copy of this letter in the mail the day before yesterday. You see it's noted to Brandon Davis.
Yes, and Brandon Davis has nothing to do with the police department. You need to be talking to Brandon Davis.
I understand that, but this motion to discovery goes to the police department because the police are the ones that had the body cam on, that I want the footage from the body cams.
You're not talking about a motion for discovery with us.
Yeah, I am.
For discovery goes through the court system, not to the police department.
The police department are the ones that have the body cam footage. This is where I turned in, the first request.
That would be the lawyer getting that from the lawyer.
He's acting in pro se. He is a lawyer.
And he needs to get it from Brandon. That's what I'm telling you. If you're going to be your own lawyer, you need to be dealing with a lawyer, not us.
I understand that.
Since you have a lawyer, you are your own lawyer. We can't even talk to you.
I understand. I understand that. Miss Tamra, she is the one that took all of my first documents. I have her signatures on all of the first documents that I turned in, motions of request. She signed off on them.
Those are probably further requests for open records.
That's what this is. It's an open.
This is not going to be open records.
That's exactly what that states, bud. If you read it, it's
I
an
don't care
open.
what it says. It's not open records. If we have an open case on you, what we have is evidence. We don't give evidence to anybody except our own attorney.
You don't have
evidence. You get that evidence from
You don't have an open case on me anymore. This has already went to Liberty County. This is already, I've already been to court. This is their plea deal and everything else that's inside of this. This is their plea deal to me and everything else. They dropped the failure to identify, and then they went back with another cause. This is their plea to me. So there is no open investigation or anything else. I've already been to court.
All right, so what is it that you're wanting to drop off?
I'm wanting to drop off this, which is a motion for discovery for the body cams, which if you read that, it specifically states everything else in that. It states...
You really need to get with a lawyer because what you're asking for doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does. I've seen a copy of it.
You've probably seen it on Law and Order or some other Hollywood movie. A motion for discovery doesn't come in a situation like that.
I've seen a copy of it at the attorney's office at the courthouse in Liberty County.
Then get it from them. That's where you got to get it from. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Apparently, you don't know your job. Because it does come in here. This is where I turned in my first 2 motions of request and everything else.
You turned in open records request.
That's what this is, a motion for open records.
You're calling it something else, though.
Let me call you back, Andy. No, sir. If you look at this, motion for discovery of evidence. All right? That's what this is. Motion of discovery of evidence. This is a motion. This also states that I have now, under section 1701.661 that came from the Attorney General, corrected the following information. Then this section here is what Brandon had in there, section 552.108, stating that he didn't want to release the information. The only way that they weren't going to release it was because I did not have a time. So if you notice on this, there is now a time, the date, the Dayton Municipal Court, and the time,
okay,
all of that.
What I can do, and this is all I can do for you, is I can take whatever you have and give it to Brandon. That's all I can do for you.
Is Brandon at his office today?
I have no idea. He doesn't work for us.
I know he does. Yeah, he does.
He's a city attorney.
He works for y'all. He's Dayton's city attorney.
When we need an attorney, he's not on our payroll. He doesn't stay here. He doesn't have an office here.
He is the prosecutor and the city attorney for Dayton.
That is correct.
All right. So he works for Dayton.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't work for us.
And he's a Liberty County. He's a Liberty County attorney.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. He doesn't work for the police department per se. He's not on our payroll, so we don't control what he does or where he goes or when he comes to work.
You can say he's not on your payroll, but when he comes to this office and he's your city attorney, your office pays him, so he's on your payroll.
Whatever. It doesn't matter to me who pays him, but he's not here. He doesn't.
Okay. Well, you just said that he was not on your payroll.
If
he's your city attorney and he comes here and he's in court and everything else, Dayton is paying him.
I don't care who pays him. What do you want? What is it that you want so I can get you the hell out of here? What do you want?
Excuse me?
What is it that you want? You're just sitting here arguing. That's all you want to do is argue, and I'm not going to argue with you.
No, you're the one arguing, sir.
What do you want?
I'm the one trying to drop off information.
Drop it off.
And I've been trying to explain it to you, and you're not wanting to listen.
All I need you to do is tell me what you want me to do with it.
This needs to be filed.
You know what? This needs to be filed. This needs to be filed for 1.
Okay.
All right? This needs to be filed for 2. You can leave it with Jennifer Billings if you want to. And for 3, what's your name?
I'm not giving you my name. How you like that?
Well, that's fine. That's great. You know what? Because this city, you're fixing to have your asses swarmed like you don't know.
Okay.
And y'all been in trouble before.
Yeah.
A big time, so.
So, you know what? Don't accept my information.
I'll accept it. Just tell
No,
me.
you just said you wouldn't accept it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. I got you on video.
Well,
And
you
Turner
didn't.
versus Driver says you can video.
Well, guess
Look
what?
up the law.
I don't need to look it up.
No, yeah, you do, because
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
you don't know the law.
I'm telling you that I don't know what to do with it.
You're right. You don't know what to do with your job either. You don't know the law. Turner versus Driver and everything else, you're allowed to videotape anybody now. A judge, a prosecutor, a district attorney, whatever. Look it up. Turner versus Driver. It's a new law.
Well, all right, I'll give you that. I haven't been to the legislative update, so I didn't know about the new law.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't matter.
Right there.
Videotaping.
Turner versus Driver, buddy. Do you know about the Morton Act?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Do you know about the Brady Act?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So those two right there, the Morton Act, 1, Brandon is in denial. He's also withholding evidence that he needs to let go
You're
of.
talking about Brandon. I don't have
And the police
what he
station.
does.
The police station is withholding evidence because that's who it comes through, not Brandon.
Right.
Any evidence we get goes to the prosecuting attorney. We do with it whatever they tell us to do with it. If he tells me to give you everything, I'll give it to you.
And everything was turned over to the County of Liberty.
Why
and
can't you
that's-
get it from them? Why won't they give it to you?
I haven't been there yet. I stopped in here first. I'm on my way to Liberty. I'm turning in a motion at both places.
Well, don't waste your time going over there. They're closed today.
Yeah, I figured that now.
So,
What's
But
up?
you want to sit here and you want to give me that police mentality and tell me that you're not going to sit here and argue with me, and that's the same thing as that. Just like everything that Brandon sent in that was scribbled out and all that other stuff, well, you know what? It ain't scribbled out here
I don't
and
know
all of
what
that.
sent you.
Well, you know what? All of this is lies. And I'm going to slam Connor.
again, I
I'm
don't
going
know
to
what he
slam
said.
Ibarra.
I can't
I'm going
argue
to
with
slam
you.
this whole department for aggravated perjury.
I don't know what he sent you, so I can't even
Yeah.
explain anything to you.
It's all right.
Just tell me what you
I hope your little body camera's picking this all up.
Tell me what it is that you want to drop off and what you want me to do with it.
One
I'm not
more
dropping
time.
off nothing to you. Nothing. I'll be back Monday to talk to somebody else that will represent this. Miss Tamara that took everything the first time. Then I'll talk to Jennifer Billings and everything else
They will
and
be
all of
back in
that.
on Monday.
Yeah. But I don't appreciate you coming out here with your attitude and pissing me off
Well,
and everything else.
I'm trying to find out what it is that you want so I can get you
Well,
help.
you didn't have to come out here with an attitude, bud.
I didn't until you started giving me an attitude.
No,
I'll give you
sir.
the same
No,
attitude
sir.
you give me
It's
back.
recorded right here.
Well, that's
I
good.
did not give you an attitude.
Well-
I was explaining myself to you what I wanted to drop off, and you copped an attitude and told me you weren't going to argue with me and everything else, just like a typical police officer would.
I still don't know what it is that you want me to do.
What I want you to do now is go back to wherever you came from and have a great fucking day. Thank you for honoring veterans.
Sir, if you are a veteran, thank you. I do honor veterans.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah. So, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you
that
don't.
was-
If you did, I wouldn't have been treated the way I was treated that day here.
Yeah.
And it's all blatant lies. And like I said, this department's going to go down. Several officers are going to go down. They messed up my shoulder, tried to handcuff me from behind, which is stupid. I'm a paraplegic for 20 years. They could have handcuffed me in the front. Am I going to go anywhere?
I agree.
Yeah.
I told
But in this report, their blatant lies was they had me restrained behind my back. He witnessed the whole thing when I called him out of the courtroom. They never restrained me. They could not get my arms together.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's just been a lot of falsifications within the department, and we hold everybody accountable for righteous. We want people to act righteous. We want people to be helpful and meaningfully be helpful.
And
I
wouldn't have
can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Or, you know, it would have been so simple for her just to take it and say, I'll put it on her desk, or I'll put it in a file, put a note on it, and give it to whoever it needs to go to. Nobody wanted to do it. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody wants to do this right here, but it was simple from the very beginning.
And I wouldn't have gotten upset had you...
Also, so
Well,
I
would not have gotten upset had you not came to the window with the attitude you had and then tell me you weren't going to argue with me, and you had the attitude, sir, not me.
let me just say this. If I had an attitude with you, I did not mean to have one. I'm talking loud right now because I can't hardly hear you through here, and I don't know if you can hear me.
Right.
I hear you
I don't
perfect.
understand why they got all that.
I hear you perfect, and when I'm this close to the window and I'm talking, you're telling me you can't hear me that well?
I got hearing aids for one, and they don't work very well.
Okay, well then you could have walked outside, sir, and we could have talked personally. And I may have shook your hand. But now at this point, especially when I asked you what your name was, and it's Rogers or whatever and all that, and you tell me I'm not giving you my name, that right there, that shows me the police mentality that you have behind your background.
That's the way you're talking to me. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but...
Well, you did disrespect me by the way you came up to the window and everything else. That was very disrespectful.
Talk to her. I didn't know what y'all had
Well,
going on.
Detective Rogers, that was very disrespectful, and I don't appreciate that.
Well,
none whatsoever.
I apologize if I disrespected you. I had meant no disrespect to you.
Yeah, you do.
In fact, the veteran thing-
You do have disrespect just as well as this whole department and everything else has
The
disrespect.
judge admitted it on video. They did. He sure did. He said, yeah, I denied all this due process. We were like, what? Y'all see it on video? They're idiots, dude.